And today we're going to make something called cannelloni, which is a cylinder of pasta filled with cheese. We're going to start with the filling. And to do it, we're going to be using ricotta cheese. And this is fresh ricotta. So after you drain it, take it out and put it into a bowl. You see how nice and dry that is? And then I want to flavor this. I want to give it some lemon. So here's some lemon zest, and to do that, you just take a lemon zester and go along your lemon. You see how easy that is? Handy tool in the kitchen. And then I want some grated carrot with this. I'm going to give this a great color and taste. And I like a little bit of nutmeg in this. Some salt, of course, about a teaspoon and a half, and some grated Parmigiano Reggiano cheese, which is that wonderful cow's milk cheese from northern Italy. Because really, cannelloni is in the northern Italian tradition. And then to give this a little bit more color, how about zucchini? Everybody has one of those in their garden, don't they? I'm going to cut this up and just grate it like I did the carrot. Put that in. And all we have to do now is mix that around and put that aside. And really, you could do this the day before. So if you wanted to get the filling made, get it all mixed together. Look at how beautiful this is. It looks like the garden, does it? And put it in the refrigerator. The next day, you take this out and you continue with the recipe. Pasta with eggs. And to do it, we're going to do it in the food processor. So, for this, we want some unbleached flour. Here's my flour. That goes into the food processor. And then with this, I like to add some semolina. And then always you want salt. So in that goes. So now that you have your dry ingredients in, you can just whirl that up. Get that all mixed together. And while that is combining, let me get the eggs ready for you. For a pound of pasta, you want about 4 large eggs. But let me caution you here that everything is relative when you make pasta. So you may find that you're going to add maybe more eggs, less eggs. Who knows? Everything is in the hands. Let me mix this up just to get these combined, and then I'm going to put this right through the feed tube. You see what a beautiful color that has. And then you need to knead the dough. You want to put it on a floured surface with a bowl over the top and let it rest, for about 30 minutes. To relax the gluten. Keep the other pieces off to the side and covered with a bowl so that they don't dry out. Now we want to move this out of the way and bring up our trusty pasta machine. Now the first thing we have to do here is flatten the dough. So let me get a little more flour, put it down on the board. You never want to put dough that's unflattened into a pasta machine. Then take a rolling pin and flatten the dough down, giving it a little flour each time. Flatten it down, and then, if you've never used a pasta machine before, you notice that on the side there is a knob that has small numbers, from 2 to 7 or 8. Each pasta machine is different, so you're just going to have to gauge how yours is going to come out thin in the thinness department. So here's mine, and mine is set from 2 to 7. I'm going to start on 2, and I've put a trusty little motor on my machine because I'm too lazy to use the hand crank. And I start thinning the dough. All right, here's our sheet, and now you want to trim this a little bit. You want these to be about, 5 inches wide or so. So I'm going to cut this one in half so that I can show you what to do here. So once I have my sheet like this, you want to have a template ready as well, so that you want these to be about 5 inches, you see? So I'm going to cut this one right here, just like that. And then you take some egg white and brush it on 1/2 of the sheet, all over. You're going to do this because you want those herbs to adhere right to the dough. So get it like that, and then, and this is really critical, I learned this by trial and error. Get yourself some fresh parsley, and make sure that it's flat leaf Italian parsley, not curly parsley, for 2 reasons. First of all, this has a much better flavor, and secondly, curly parsley is not going to lay flat on a sheet of pasta like this. Then you take the other sheet and put it over the pasta, stretching it a little bit to fit. And don't worry, because this is going to go through the machine again. Make sure the edges are pressed down. Then give yourself a little bit more flour, turn it over, make sure those edges are closed. And now we want to put this through the machine again. So I'm going to put this on 4. And you see how that holds together without falling out. Now that I've got that, you may want to trim your edges a little bit. If they are uneven, trim them off. And as I say, make yourself a little template, you see? And then you can just cut them into those 5-inch pieces that you need. So now we need to have a pot of pasta water boiling, and I mean 4 to 6 quarts of water. We need to give that some salt now. Put the salt in after the water comes to a boil. Now you can take your sheets and put them right in. And here are some that I made a little earlier. So I'm going to put those in too. They don't need long to cook because you're going to be cooking them again. You're going to be baking them in the oven. So now while they're cooking, you need to have a bowl or a dish of water ready, because you've got to cool that pasta down, those cannelloni sheets down. And I do that with ice cubes. So we put some ice in the water. And this is so you can handle the pasta after it comes out of the water. Then you come over here and you take a scoop or a strainer, and then you cool them down in the water, and then you have a towel handy. Here's mine. Take them out and dry them off. You want to make sure you have all that excess water off. Let me get another one. Look at how pretty those herbs look in the sheets of pasta. Then when you do that, well, now you're ready to fill them. Let me move this over so you can see this. So there are the sheets, and here's my filling. And now you take a small amount of the filling, spread it on one end, roll them up, and now they're ready to go into a baking dish that you've buttered. And here's mine. Put the 2 in, and then I top this with melted butter. Melted butter goes over the top, and then we're going to give this again some Parmigiano Reggiano, that wonderful cow's milk cheese. Your oven is on at 350 degrees. This goes into the oven to bake, for about 15 minutes.